Hi folks, I'm just going to do a wee demonstration video here on how your van operates, just to give you a rundown of what everything is. So I'm just going to start off with the control panel as you come inside the door here. Now, as you can see here, you have a selection of different switches here. The main one here says master here on the side. Now if I hit that there, it kills the whole van. So you come in, you'll hit the master switch and that'll bring the van on. Now this next switch here is important. What you really want that to be on is auxiliary, which is the top one. It'll go to vehicle as well, which is the vehicle battery, but you don't really want to be running off the vehicle battery, so always make sure that's an auxiliary. That's the best place really to have it, and that's running then off, the van's running then off your leisure battery. The next one here is you press this, you can see the wee gauge going up there, that shows you your water level. This is for all your lights inside the van. That just kills all the lights. And this is your pump switch here at the bottom. So if you want any water through your taps, you need to have your pump on, which is just on at the bottom and off at the top. And then the next one, the last one at the bottom then, is your awning light, which is just outside. And there's a wee light comes on here when your pump's running, and there's a wee light here for when your waste is full and needs empty. So the next thing we're going to look at here is your fridge. Now your fridge works on 3 different modes, and let's see if we can just zoom in here. That's your wee control knob here, and at the moment there it's on gas, and I'll just switch it around here. That's your off position there at the top. You can run it on mains, which is the wee plug here, and you can run it then on this next one here is the battery. That's for running off the engine when you're driving. So what that really does there, it just keeps your fridge cold when you're traveling. So you need to really freeze your fridge up on mains before you leave the house, and then you can switch it on to that wee battery when you're traveling. Now that only operates when the engine's running. And then the last one at the bottom then is on gas. Now you can see there when I switched on to gas, you'll have to move over here onto your gas valve knob, which is this one, and you're going to have to press that in and hold the wee igniting button, and that'll light up the gas. Now if you go back over this side, you'll see there's a little gauge there, and you can see the red line moving into the green, and that's showing you that the gas is actually lit in the fridge. So that's your gas indicator over there on the left hand side. So it's into the green there now, but you can see I'm still holding the buttons here. So hold them buttons till that stays in the green, and then release your button and that should stay in the green, and that's showing you that your gas is lit. So that's staying up there now, so that's your fridge lit in gas. So what you do is you switch it on to your gas, come over here, press your gas valve and press your igniter, and then hold your gas valve in until it stays lit. To open the fridge, just press down these 2 wee buttons. Your fridge opens, and on this fridge here you can actually remove this compartment altogether and make your fridge bigger if you want. There's 2 wee clips underneath on each side here. So what that means there, you can remove this freezer compartment if you don't want it and have a bigger fridge, or you can just leave it as it is. And the last wee thing you have here, down here on the light, there's a little button you press here, and you can see it pushes out that wee catch. And what that lets you do is, if you want to air out the fridge, that'll actually leave a gap in the side of the fridge here to let air into the fridge when you're not using it. So that's a handy wee feature to have. So when you come home, if you empty the fridge and open your wee catch here, so just show you how that operates, push that in and that goes back the way, and that's it ready to close normally. So that's your fridge, and the gas valve here operates as the temperature control as well for the fridge. If you have the fridge on electric, you can choose your temperature here on this, so that acts as your thermostat for the fridge as well. So the next thing we're looking at here is your heating controls. This top one here is for heating the van, and these 2 at the bottom here are for heating your water. So we'll start off with the van. At the moment it's at 0, which is off, and the first thing you have is just a fan. So you switch it on to that, and that just blows air around the van. It doesn't actually have the heat on. The one at the bottom here is your heating on gas. You can see the wee flame, and over here on this side is your temperature that you want the van to heat up to. So you can mess about with the temperature yourself to see what suits you. But really what you have the heating here on gas, you have the fan on its own, you have the heating off, And then you have 3 different elements on electric, which are these 3, 1, 2 and 3. So if you're plugged into the mains on a campsite, you can run the heating on electric, and you can pick whatever number of elements you actually want, and then back to 0 was off. Now I'll put it back to gas here. When your heater's running, after a few seconds you'll get the green light up here to light up to show you that everything's okay. Now if that doesn't light up, it means your gas is probably switched off at the tank. But you see that lighting up now in a few minutes when it fires up. So I'll just move on down to the bottom here. This is for heating your water. Now on this side is your gas, and this side is your electric. You can see 230 volt written here. So on the gas you have a choice of either 50 degrees or 70 degrees. And the wee switch just switches both ways. That's 70 there at the bottom and 50 at the top. Now when you're running the water heater on gas, there's a little cover outside the van which I'll show you afterwards, and you have to have that cover off the actual outside of the heater to let the air in. It's just a winter, it's like a weather cover, you know, and I'll show you that there in a second. On this side here is just your electric, and it's the same sort of thing. You have the full electric or half electric at the top. Now the reason they give you these different, they give you a choice of different elements, is if you're getting a bad electrical supply in some of the foreign countries, you might have to change down. But in Ireland I just go full blast to the top, to the 3 elements here, or go to the 2 or 3 elements here at the bottom, and you can see now the green light's lit up, and that's our heater running. So that's all you have to do, is switch that on and away it goes, and you can choose your temperature here on this side here. So the next thing we're going to look at here is your water heater. Now it's just situated underneath the seat there behind the driver, and you can see in here now, that's your heater, that blue thing. And what we're looking at here is this yellow valve. Now this yellow valve here will drain the water out of the heater. So if you want to drain the water out of the heater, you just lift that up and you can hear the water running out, and that's going to run the water out onto the street. Now when you have the pump on, it's going to replenish this tank again when you close that. But in the winter time, what you'd have to do is to winterize the van and protect it from frost, is open that valve up and make sure your pump's off, and open all your taps between hot and cold, and let all the water from the taps go out through this, and that's going to empty your heater and empty all your pipes and your taps. Now in the severe frost, we'd recommend that you'd actually blow into the taps once you have that open and it's well drained out, just to push the extra bit of water out of the pipes. Now when you come back then, that would have been, if you're winterizing the van, that would have been in the up position. When you come back then to refill your van, push that down, switch on your pump and open your taps on the hot position, and it'll fill up the hot water tank and blow all the air out through the taps. And once you've free flowing the taps, that's you back in action again. But what you do is close that down, open your taps on the hot position and the pump, and have your pump on, and the pump will actually pump the water back into your water tank again and get you back to the full position again. So just to recap, in the winter time, switch your pump off, open up this valve, open your taps between hot and cold, and that's your van winterized. And don't forget about your taps in the bathroom. Now the other thing that's sitting in here beside the heater is your pump. It's just sitting there. So with all these pumps and the heaters and pipes and stuff, we'd recommend not to store anything in this compartment here at all, really, because there's too many pipes and wires and stuff to get damaged. So the next thing we're just looking at here is just your hob and your oven and grill. Your hob just operates with the 3 knobs here on the side, and you have an igniter here at the front. As you can hear, that's it clicking there now. And the igniter works for the grill as well, and the oven at the bottom. So when you press that, that'll light them up as well. So we'll just light this oven here for the crack. You see here, that's your oven lit, and that works on this knob here on the side. That's your oven, and your grill's over on this side. And at zero, it's at the 0 position, it's off, the same as on the oven. So that's fairly straightforward. We'll just give you a quick rundown on it. So we're just down the back of the van here now, and just underneath this dinette seat, underneath the window, you can see, if you open this, there's a door here you can open up, and you have your main control panel. And what you have there at the top there, you have your your 220 volt mains trips. And at the moment, that's the way they should be. They should be up the way. Now, if they trip, they go down the way like that, and they just reset, the same as what you have at home. But they should all be up the way. And at the bottom, then you have all your 12 volt fuses. Now you can see there they're all labelled. There's a little explanation of what each fuse is for. So that's all your 12 volt fuses. Now, if you're looking at that, somebody had an inverter in this fan at some stage, and they have this switch on here. Now that's not actually operational because we just left it on there, instead of having a hole in the side of the van. So that's what that is. So what we're looking at here in the wardrobe is your aerial. Now the way this aerial operates, it just pushes up and down here. You unlock it here, pull this up and down. Now with the digital signal at the moment, you mightn't have to even push this up and down too much to get a signal. But what they have is a nice wee feature on the booster itself. If you look at the green, there's a little light there on it, and you can see it turns different colours. As you turn the aerial, what you're looking for is the greenest colour you can get. So once that's green there, that's about the best signal you're going to get. Now on the booster itself, just in case somebody ever switches it off, there's a wee switch here. See the on and off switch? But just leave it on, it'll turn off at the van, and you have all your wires coming out the bottom of it there. And that's really all there is to the aerial. So once you have a green light on there, you can tune in your TV. So you can see here now we have a picture on our TV, but every time you move the van, you're going to have to retune the telly. Now what we're going to do is, if you see, there's a button here called Quick Start. If we press that, you'll get that wee box comes up on the screen, and just go to your OK button and press OK, OK, TV connection, OK, and press OK again. And what happens is there, that starts tuning. So really what you're gonna do is press the Quick Start button and then just keep pressing OK. And you'll see there now it's going to go up as far as it can up to the top here, and it'll show you here up here how many stations you're picking up. So you just give it a while to tune in. It'll only take 5 minutes, and that'll give you all the channels you can get. So that's really basically what you're going to be doing every time you move the van, but you have to do that every time you move because the signals is different everywhere you go. So we're just having a wee look in the bathroom here. You have your shower up the top here, and that's controlled with your wee tap at the bottom, and your sink and tap here in the corner. And then on your toilet, you have the toilet flush, which is the blue button that just flushes, and you'll get a little light coming up here on one of these panels here on this side here to show you when your cassette's full and these changed. So you'll eventually see that coming up as you use the toilet. And then you have your shutter here on the side, just open and close the shutter. Now always keep that closed, and the cassette won't pull out unless that's actually closed there. So we'll just take a wee run on the outside of the van here to show you what's going on. You have your security handle here, which pulls, you just pull the lever on it here, and it moves around whatever position you want over the front of the door, or you can leave it as it was there. So we'll just pull that back. And there's a wee lock on here on the side of it, and there's a key there for it. And you have your electric step. And along here now we have our gas compartment. Now these cylinders here, you just switch off, if you want to switch off, the gas is actually on there now. Just turn that clockwise and that'll shut off your gas. And if you want to change the hose, this nut here is a left hand thread, which means that there's a wee spanner, we've got your wee spanner here as well, that loosens clockwise. So if you want to take off that pipe, you'll have to come this way with it here and loosen it clockwise, and it tightens anti-clockwise. And that's all there is to the gas really. That's the only thing you're going to have to do is just change your hose and open and close your valve here at the top. So anti-clockwise is open and clockwise is closed. So around this side here now we have your leisure batteries in the first compartment, and the van plugs in here. When it's plugged in, you can put it into that wee notch there and close the door, like so. It's a bit hard to see here with the sun, but hopefully you can see this. The next compartment here is your toilet cassette, and you can see it just clips in here at the bottom. So there's no way you can really put it in without the clicking in properly, and it's got the wee wheels on it and the extendable handle. I'll just show you that. So it's got the airport style handle on it for wheeling it about, and that just pushes back in there. Let's see that. Stop it disappearing on you. Let's see. So that's the handle pushed back in, and your cassette just pushes it back in again and clips in there. Also along this side, just below the toilet cassette there, you'll see there's a valve here. That's your grey water. So that's just the wee valve opens and closes. So that's all the water out of your sinks and your shower. And on along this side here, then you have your fresh water tank valve here, which opens and closes, and you can use that to empty your fresh water. Now this is the outlet for the water heater, which I was showing you. And at the moment the cover's off, and that's the way you need to have it if you're ever going to run it on gas or have it on at all, really. And I'll just show you. There's a wee cover here, and that just clips on over the top of it. So that's the normal way you'd have it there, and just take it off when you're using it, and that just stops anything, just stops dust and dirt and stuff getting in there, or if you're washing the van, it keeps the water out. So that's your cover, and that just clips on over the top of that. So inside the cab here, we're on the passenger side here, your bonnet pulls here, you have to open the door to get access to it. Your jack and wheel brace is underneath the seat here in a wee box, and your engine battery is actually underneath the floor here, but I'll show you now in a second how to jump start the van if you ever have to. So we'll just move around here to this is your engine bay, and I was on about jump starting the van. You'll see here on the side this little plus here. You can open that back and put your positive on here and put your negative onto the frame of the engine, and that'll jump start the van for you. So there's not much else to see in here, just the usual stuff. You have your dipstick down the front here, your oil cap, your window wash here on that side, and the little blue, that's just power steering fluid and your brake fluid and your engine coolant. So that's really all you're going to be looking at in there. So that's your diesel fill here on the passenger side, and your fresh water fill here on the driver's side. So I'll just show you a few extra wee bits here. This is your big skylight. I'll just show you how that operates. You just pull the handle down and open your clips on each side. Let's see. And that actually just, with the bar then you can push it up and down. And what you can do then is clip it in here, and that'll give you a bit of a vent. Now you can actually leave it like that. That's fairly good there, even if it's raining. There's a good apron on the side of that, and you can clip it in there and still let fresh air in, and the rain will actually drip off the side of it, so it'll not come into the van and still give you a bit of fresh air. So your bunk bed above the luton here just lifts up and down. There's a little ladder here as well, and just clips on here. That's all there is really to that bed. And the only thing really in the cab you have a reverse camera here, it comes on when you go into reverse. That'll show you what's going on behind. And inside you just have little lights dotted around the place. It'll take you a while to get used. These here, all of their individual switches. The bathroom light now is just over beside, see the control panel. So when you switch that, that'll bring on that's your bathroom light. It's across if you're looking for that. But everything else is fairly straightforward. You'll figure out where all the lights are yourselves, and how all your blinds and all work. Your blinds they're all fairly straightforward. So hopefully that video has been fairly good to you now. But you can see there, we're back to the TV. The TV is now tuned in, and you'll get that wee screen up, and we'll just press OK, and that. Let's see, we'll just get rid of that, cancel. I'll just press if you just press the exit button here, that'll get rid of that. And now we have all our channels up. So if we press OK now, we'll have all our, that's what's tuned in. Now if you're in Northern Ireland, you'll get all your BBCs and UTVs and Channel 4s and stuff up on that list as well. But down here in the south, you'll get all your RTEs. So it's just the same as what you have at home, but just be aware that every time you move, you're going to have to retune the telly. So I hope this video was a wee bit of a help to you, and thank you.